So what's up, guys? This is a collaboration with Conscious Traders and Jay over here. Jay, if you want to introduce yourself, talk about what you've been doing in trading. I know you got a community as well. We just wanted to come together and bring more informative and just real life like videos and data that is going to help other traders succeed.
For sure, for sure. What's going on, y'all? My name is Jav Mendez. I have been trading for about 2 years coming around, and I have my own community called Mind, Body, Soul FX. So you probably see like MBS FX around everywhere. But yeah, man, like Rob said, just in the business of breaking down charts, keeping it real, and just showing people that it's all possible through, patience, self-discipline, just focus, man. So without further ado, I just want to break down what I've looked at for the last week and the trades I took. And I'm only going to go through, so right here I have the dollar index, and I'll kind of brief on how I look at this in terms of trading actual pairs. And I'll talk about my trades on EURUSD this week. So, appreciate it, Rob, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
This is definitely something that, the trading community needs, man.
Yeah.
Breaking things as to the T on, just bringing that value. So, let me take these arrows off here. So, this is the dollar index on the daily chart, right, guys? So, let's just pull this back real quick, and let's see how far we've been falling from. So this is the top of coronavirus, y'all, right when it got declared a national pandemic or international pandemic, and you can see ever since we have been downtrending.
Was that last March?
This is March. This is when this bearish candle started. Is March 20th.
Yeah.
So since then, man, we've been tanking. And despite it hitting some lows and retracing a bit, still following trend, retracing a bit, following trend. So I always like to zoom out before a little bit shorter into our lower time frames. And this is the daily, so let's just look at its recent trend. So its recent trend here, we have capitalized off of this low and retraced about to this high. And now we're in this little bit of consolidation coming towards like 90 and a half and 91. And I have these lines here. These are just lines that have been here for quite some time. These are like higher time frame support resistance zones on the 4 hour and the daily. So let's just take it down a bit. So as we see on the 4 hour, guys, this is the beginning of the week one. Let me just real quick check this date at the beginning of the week. So we are the 15th. So the 15th.
Is that Sunday?
Yeah. No, the 15th. No, the 14th was Sunday. So market
15th Monday.
Yeah. So market opened here. Right. Market opened here. Rallied to the downside a bit. Found the new low, and then we saw a huge retracement on the dollar. And, fundamentally speaking, man, we're about to drop a $7 trillion stimulus check. Now, in theory, right, if we have more dollars being printed, this should bring the value of the dollar down. And so my initial thought when we saw this spike was, the market getting ready for its downpour. And then we saw kind of like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, where we see it reaching these lows. Interestingly enough, though, we didn't create a new lower low. It's only a newer lower high here, or higher in this bit of. So I want to show you guys. I'm gonna snap right to EURUSD and the trades that I took this week and show you how I trade the dollar and euro. So before I do that, I always do this visual demonstration because I'm a super visual learner. In school, I never understood shit. I never understood anything until somebody showed me, like literally. So this is how I envision it, right? So we have a seesaw when we're trading. And let's just say we're trading EURUSD in this example. Euro on one side of the scale, right? And we have the dollar, so USD, on the other side of the scale.
Okay.
And in this instance, right, the dollar has been downtrending. It's been falling from this high. So in theory, the value of it is becoming fewer. So this means it's becoming lighter in essence.
Weak. Yeah.
So that does to this scale is that it allows for buying opportunities in EURUSD because the dollar is lighter, right? And so they kind of negatively correlate the dollar and XXX-USD pairs, and you also find that the dollar correlates positively with UCAD, UJ, UCHIEF, and so on and so forth. So let me just hop right to the EURUSD chart. And you'll see, man, I got notes galore here, bro, but should I take these off? Let me see.
I think you can hide them.
Can I?
Or you could just open up EURUSD on like Oanda.
Where let me actually hide it and I'll bring it back. So, we were looking at the dollar. We were seeing that the dollar has been downtrending since March. So I just want to show you the correlation. Euro USD, XXX USD pairs have been trending upward for a while since March, right? And if you're a positions trader, man, and you saw coronavirus kill the dollar, we literally had an optimal trading position all the way at the beginning of coronavirus, which is crazy to think about. Yeah. Well, I'm a day trader. I trade, I don't like to really hold trades through sessions, but if I see something strong enough, I will. So, yeah, long story short, man, the trades that I took on Euro USD here. So I want to keep these lines here and these notes here because they actually are going to be beneficial. So let's hop down to the 15-minute or the 30 actually. So here's the 30, guys. So Euro USD was trending upward from the beginning of last week. And on the 14th, right around this area here, they drop an arrow. 14th. So this is the market open. This candle right here. So you see this short influx to the upside. And I took a buy here looking in. So I trade primarily London session, 3 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. And then I come back to the charts Asian session to see if there's something we can have in London the next session. So let me drop a vertical line here at market open. So I get to my desk around where this vertical line is. So the market is uptrending, right? And I see that we have a bullish influx in London open, 3 a.m. opens. Buyers are coming in, buyers are coming in. So I waited for a break of structure here. Not break of structure, I waited for a short support to be brought, right? For me to get optimal, trading entry. And this was perfect, man. So this was a quick 18 pips, close full. And it's important, guys, for you to notice. Look at where the exit is. The exit is right before the plummet. So market comes in, and this is what I was talking about with the dollar, where I felt as though, the Fed and the market were pumping the dollar up to then have it fall down the rest of the week. So this is where the tank came in from Euro USD. This is where I exited. The dollar flew, and this brought Euro USD completely down to a new low. And as I'm watching it, you can see I don't have any entries on here because I'm bullish on Euro USD, so I'm not looking to take any sales really. So I let the market kind of do its thing, and then this is Wednesday, Thursday. When is this? The 17th? Yeah. So this is Thursday, the 18th, right? Cool. So I see this in Asian session, right? So this is Asian range, as we may know. Yo, side note, anybody been noticing that Asian session has been getting better setup in London lately?
Asian's fire, man. I dig Asian.
I had a rule for a long time that, don't trade Asian session if you caught in the range, but, you can catch it.
Trade the fucking range, trade the range. But not only that, but if you're looking from the swing perspective, like the higher time frame traders, man, you're going to see Asian continue the trade that the last New York session did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll see that continuation there.
I agree. So yeah, man, just to wrap up this Euro USD, guys. So here I have a note that says potential buy setup here for Euro USD if the dollar decides to drop off and test these lows. So forming higher lows, higher highs. Your basic, your basic trade confirmations here, man. I like to keep 3 to 5 or 3 to 4 confirmations for me to take the entry. So here was the perfect entry in my eyes. So London opens 3 a.m., starts to rally to the downside to get sellers out. Wicks right at this beautiful seller exhaustion. And I got in on an impulse here to the upside for about 14 pips. And I'm going to just walk through my notes because I spent some time actually just annotating this because I gave this to my group and I was like, yo, here's your study. Here's your weekend studying, on this chart. Because this was perfect trend following, right, and scaling in. So first position, exited half at 14 pips here in this little note. And I put my stop loss at break even and it got hit for 14 pips right before the New York session began to rally continuously. So I'm a 9 to 5 worker, man. So I'll be at my desk from around 8 to 5. If someone doesn't bug me in the corporate office, I can find an entry, but I'm not really looking to trade too much in New York because I'm at work. And so none of this uptrend right here I got in at all. So you can see here at London Open, 3 a.m., we had another influx to the upside. So my second position was taken after the 30, here we go, right here. Second position, taken 30 minutes before London Open, closed 12 pips at the time. So I opened another position here once we broke this high, another 15 closed. Fourth position, closed another 16, right? And this is all just scaling in on lower time frames. And after my fifth position, I got kind of weary because we started to, trend and kind of stop momentum in this clean traffic range, you know what I mean? And so this fifth position closed half at 9 pips, and then I got taken out again when it started to retrace. And I actually took a sixth one, which was like a cowboy entry up until 5 pips. And then after that, I'm like, you know what? the market gave me what I needed, man. And throughout that whole, closing 15 pips, real short, it was a total of 94 pips caught on EURUSD in this uptrend. And so, looking back, right, this first entry was the perfect entry in this whole sequence, right? This was a 98 pip in total move if I, would have just held my first position. But, it's always good to take those partials and those profits off the table, guys. So, just real quick, looking at EURUSD, and I haven't even done too much analysis on here. We have cleared this range above here, and it's trying to come back down here. So if we come here, guys, and if the dollar correlates perfectly, this is clean, mirror structure candles coming downwards. And this is what for a nice 30 pips. And so wait for the break and retest of EURUSD. I would say at, this line is this, 21,160. And man, you can get a nice entry. And I don't trade, market open or even Monday because I find that Tuesday, Thursday is quote unquote that true trend. And so I kind of wait for the market to do its fake outs, its manipulations, its accumulations before they start to distribute in the way it should go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my EURUSD for last week, guys. I'm very glad and humbled that the market worked out for me. It could have, it could have messed with my psychology, but this week was very great in terms of my trading edge, waiting for my confirmations and just being patient, man.
What when you close your positions, are you closing the whole position or is it just partials?
No, so this first position here, I closed 50 at 14 pips, and I put my stop at break even, and the market came down to tag it, and I'm taking out at that 14 pips.
Shit.
And then my second position here, I closed full. My third position here, I closed full, and my fourth one, I also did the full. With my fifth position, I just closed half. My stop loss got tagged.
Right. I feel you. Dude, nice play, and it's just definitely. I mean, like you said, that first entry was just. That was the entry. That was just
Bro, that first entry was no drawdown. Like it went instantly to profit and never came back to that low. And this just showed you that was like the swing low of that of the middle of the week.
And I love seeing price coming out of the range like that, like where it was stuck in that range, and then price started to kind of build itself. Look, the earlier range.
Oh, here, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude,
and once it got above this right here, it never came back.
And you can just see all that buying pressure building up right before your first entry. It's just great.
Yeah, man. Definitely, yeah, man.
Did you drop into? Hold on. Did you drop into lower time frames to take your entry?
So I have it on the 30 a lot. Like I watch the 30 for like my candle closures to really take the actual position, but I watch 15 candles, develop. And if I'm really feeling like, I want to watch price action move, I'll watch the 5 minute. I've noticed, Picasso, and I noticed actually my man Craig, surf the 1 minute. I've been trying. I just feel like I'm too of an emotional trader to like take a position because I'm real weary about turning around on me, or like the 1 minute, like 15 big.
Right. Hey, but the 1 minute's no different than anything else. So maybe I don't know why there's this weird echo, but maybe that's what this group will be about, is just getting you down on that 1 minute. Because bro, the 1 minute just means your stop loss is just that much tighter, and when your stop loss is that much tighter, that same 30 pip move is now like a 1 to 10.
Right. Because it really is just maybe that 15-minute wick, or that quick.
It's just a little bit more data analysis, but you seem to know what you're doing on that end. But anyway, I'll go over my trades. I appreciate that, dude. That was fundamentally, it's got me thinking. Fundamentally, bringing those back in. That's something I looked at way early on in my trading. But GJ is not that hard fundamentally, especially with Great Britain and Brexit, and then the Japanese yen. Does it correlate to the dollar index?
Say it one more time.
Does GJ correlate to the dollar index or not?
So I know that the dollar index is not just the dollar. Like, let me Google real quick. I took my screen off, but so the dollar index is composed I know the dollar index is composed of mad different currencies. So you'll find that, because I trade GBPJPY as well, you'll find that when the dollar spikes, some other things spike as well. So I'll share my screen real quick. But this is Baby Phillips. Shout out to Baby Phillips. Shout out to Baby Phillips for real. So the dollar index, right, currency basket, it consists of 6 different foreign currencies: the euro, the yen, GBP, CAD, the Swiss. I've never even seen this before. Krona, and the Swiss franc, or Swedish, and the Swiss franc. So I know that the euro has more of a weight in this basket than any of the other pairs, but when the dollar moves, a lot of different other things move as well.
Word. Something to look at, I guess.
For sure. So here's the breakdown. This is what I show people. Here it is right here. So it says the euro is by far the largest component of the index, making up 56% of the basket. And the other weights are 14% yen, 12% GBP, 9% CAD, 4% of that Swedish, and 3% of the franc. Fundamentals, man. Like, I don't know if you know the trader, Ken Freak, I think his name is.
Yeah, he's a fundamental trader, right?
He's super, super fundamental basis, but he actually is a piece for his technicals too. It was like a stool. I like to tell people, man, like if you got a bar stool or one stool, somebody sweeps it under you, you fell. But if you got your technical analysis, your fundamental analysis, and a little bit of sentiment, you're more structured.
100%. 100%, bro. I think I accidentally put off my trades, but it's cool. I'll just go to my MetaTrader. I took, let's see, yeah, I did this, do you trade from your phone?
So just recently, I just run, so I have a MacBook, and so I know like MT4 is super buggy because it's like a Windows-based program. So what I did was I run parallels now on my Mac, and I downloaded MT4, I added the pip counter, so now I feel real official. Yeah, so I used to trade on my phone, dude, and like, I don't have magic keys yet, so I would just hover my phone under the closed portion of MT4, and that's my magic key for a while. So now I'm using my computer.
Nice. Yeah. So Friday I was just on my phone, that's why. But
yeah, so I noticed the 4 different windows, so these are different time frames, huh?
Yeah, so it's the 4 hour, the 15. It's supposed to just go up here. Yeah, so it's the 4 hour, the 15, the 5, and the 1. So this just helps me to understand the price as it's developing. So Friday, one thing I noticed was that we were going down for a while, but it could just be, retracement because GJ's been buying for, I'm just gonna mute you, bro, because it's just, there's this reverb, but it's cool. You can message or something, or I'll unmute you after I just break it down. So yeah, like I said, I just noticed that price was going down. Frankfurt sold off into London, and London dipped below but started creating this floor. So I think I got on right here, like right at 6:30, so the close of this candle. And I just saw that on the M15 we're kind of in this range, but we did have that downward pressure, so we could, really do whatever. And I actually took a sell right here, kind of aggressively. Took a sell when we broke this range on the M5. So that obviously got stopped out, so took a loss there. But then I realized what price was doing, that we're going in the other direction. And so right here on the M5, which was this like little range right here, I took a buy here, but my stop was only 3 pips. So again, I was stopped out, but we were starting to get the right idea. And then, so took those 2 losses. I think on this one I actually managed it a little bit. I closed it a little early, so I didn't take the full loss. And then we took buys, right? So we took a break after the second loss, and we saw this big push up in the market, and then right here is where we got back in. So I don't know why this isn't going there. So I'm just getting all messed up right now. Where is it? There we go. I was like so confused. Okay, so yeah, right here. This is where on the M15 we pulled back, and the M15 we were right here. M5 we pulled back, and that's where I was looking for an entry. So right here we took an entry at 753, and I believe the stop was 3 pips. Yeah, and then I closed out the majority of the position at 897, 894, right here, I guess, and 896. So between there is where I closed out most of the position. So it was like a 1 to 5. I held on to a little bit more, but that didn't really matter, and then I closed out some here as well. Then we took another entry that was like pretty much break even, I think right here. Took an entry like right here, 875, and then but we were going for the 1 to 3 and ended up getting broken even, so we just did that. And then we took one more trade, which was a nice trade right here. So again, I should have stayed in this trade because I never would have been stopped out, but price drew back down, and then right here after price came back up, I looked for a new entry. So we entered here 894, so right here, the close of this 1 minute candle, and I forget, I think this was a 2.7, or no, this was a 3.7 pip stop, I believe, but we ended up with a 1 to 10 out of this trade on low risk, so maybe it was a 2.7. Something like that. Something like that when it was all said and done. So that was a huge winner. 4.805, I took most of the position out. So at a 1 to 8. But yeah, that was my trades. And yeah, I took the 2 losses early on, but obviously the high RR is what made up for it, and overall really great Friday.
That was good stuff, man. So you took about, how many trades? Like
4. 4
nice.
trades, yeah. No, 5 trades, 5 trades. I took 5 trades, yeah. 2 losses, 1 break even, and the 2 winners. The one thing I messed up with was the second GJ trade I took. I should have done my regular risk, but like, you know how sometimes when you close partials, it like messes up your MetaTrader on your phone? Yeah. So I entered in, I was on my phone and I was too quick and I just did the wrong lot size. Silly mistake.
Yeah. So I know you mentioned Frankfurt. Talk a little bit about that.
So I just heard about Frankfurt, man, and I'll just show you like on my chart. I got the sessions broken down like that, and I can get you the information, but it's just this indicator I got. So it's this is Frankfurt in the yellow, and then this is London to pre-New York, I guess. Just 7 o'clock. It's a good time. I feel like that's a good time to notice what happens with price. And then again, you have this is a, excuse me, New York Stock Exchange, which is another big, like, hey, let's pay attention. And then this whole region right here is like the prime, to noon with New York. So that's prime time New York. And you still get like the rest of New York to watch price. And then, well, if you're back here, then you get Asian session, right? So I've seen some different session indicators, but this is definitely my favorite. It's called CM time based lines. And then I just got these times. Yeah, I can screenshot this and send this to you, bro, because I'll just put it in the group. You just screenshot it?
Yeah, I just took a screenshot of those numbers right there. That way I have it.
Yeah, let me scroll down and show you the last couple.
Good looking. Good looking. Good looking. I'll definitely go check that out.
Bro, because I'm telling you, man, it's just when you're putting it all together, especially as a fundamental trader, it's like another degree for your trading because you got now what the banks are doing specifically, like, especially in a trending market like GJ.
Right.
Because, dude, what happens? If London's been buying for forever, why would they sell? Probably just to take some profits back, or get back to a better price, So,
yeah. Brexit, like discussion about, Brexit is probably the most confusing fundamental thing to follow. So I don't really follow it, but I know like they've been discussing some stuff. So if this begins to affect the German market, we could probably see GJ maybe turn around soon.
Yeah, so that would mean that if Great Britain just like shit the bed.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's one way to look at it. Dude, I I do not know fundamentals, unfortunately. I just don't keep up with it, man. I don't know, maybe I need to. Because we are up at like a very key level on the daily, bro.
For sure. That was great, man.
Yeah, bro. Dude, I really just enjoy trading, and my trading's really developed a lot lately, so I figure record these things, help other people,
give the people some value,
collaborate. Because we just broke down GJ and EU.
Yes, sir.
Do you trade GJ or do you just trade one pair at a time?
I do trade GJ, bro, and I caught 55 picks. I'll show you real quick.
Please.
Sure.
You probably got that better entry out of London.
So I caught it, I think it was Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday was nice too, man. GJ's been moving well. Like it was kind of moving slow, but it's been moving real well.
Yeah, I think Thursday and Friday was like the sweeper that New London that I've been looking for. London's been shitty for GBPJPY in my opinion. But you can see my screen.
Let me see it. Yeah, I can see it now.
Cool. So it's kind of messy. Let me just clean this up a tad. Because I was looking for entries. Alright. So daily time frame real quick. You know, we in this little bit of structure, bullish momentum. We retested and it bought up. So here's my entry. So let's go to 30. So yeah, first off, right, I just want to say this. I was not expecting, right? So coming into London, I marked off. I looked at this consolidation period, and if we break this support that it's been testing for a while, and come down and give a break and retest at 146, 430, we could see GJ tank. But of course, that's not what it did. Right?
Of course, right.
Of course. So peak game, right? It started to buy up OD, never came back to the support. This support right here never came back. Once it took off of this range, my ears perked up like, yeah, you can catch a quick buy in this range. Yeah, hair candles. So as this, I let this candle. No, I lied to you. I dead lied to you. I took this on the 15, because the 15 where the story was told. So Pete, we had market.
More clear range too.
We had market buy up from here to here. Then it retested. Gave this nice seller exhaustion wick right at my level. Took a buy right here. Rolled this up pretty much all day and just kept trailing my stop. Put my stop here at one point. Closed 90 in my position here at, what was this? 18 pips and let the rest rock out. I put my stop and profit here. Never got hit. And then I just closed looking at this wick, looking left. Because we might have had some exhaustion. But we didn't. And it just bought again. So this actually... Particularly if I kept it to the highest it was an 87 pip entry. But I took 55 off.
So
that was that trade.
1 to 10? What was that? 3.7 pip stop?
Yeah, 1 to 15, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Because once it closed above here in this range, I'm like, yeah, it's never coming back.
Bro, what is that? Just do me a favor and go to the M5. I mean, except for the support resistance being a little high, you just see on the M5 the story.
Like, even if you really wanted to, you could bring it down a little lower.
Oh, the entry.
Down to like, I can't touch this. Oh, here it is. Bring it down probably below this support. You know, if it closed below these wicks, it probably would have came back down, but 6 pips, I just kept it to 3 or 4, whatever it was. But realistically, this was like a no-risk trade because I had my stop and profit here, I had my stop and profit here, and then eventually I was at work. This is what 7:30. I looked at this impulse. I said, okay, cool, I'm doing money. So then I just took partials. I just closed that whole position.
Right. What's your rule for moving the stop up?
So I got this off of Roger, right? So it's like 10, 15 pips, close partials, put your stop and profit. Like a pip or so, not at break even, because I've learned you put it at break even, you still lose money because of spread, commissions or whatever your account is. So that's really my rule: 10 to 15 pips. If I'm not going to close a whole position, if it's a risky position, I'll take my partials, put my stops to a pip or so in profit.
Word.
So indeed.
Yeah, it's like what I do. I do like a 1 to 3, 1 to 6, 1 to 9, 1 to 12, 1 to 15. I'm just trail that shit.
It's my DJ.
What's that?
I said that was my DJ trade.
Yeah. I try not to like choke the trade too much. That's one thing I'm trying to work on, is just not taking too much profit, but also being smart about it.
Right. Just being. I think the biggest thing is just being humble. Like, if you're humble enough to close 10 pips, whatever the case may be, you secure your position. You just gotta be thankful.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like sometimes I'll be getting disappointed with a 1 to 6, and it's like, bro, it's a 1 to 6.
1 to 6. Like, come on, bro. 1 to 6 is people dream for that shit.
Exactly. So I really work on that. I think for me, dude, like just trailing the stop every periodic and then just taking that interval. Because worst case you get stopped out and take a 1 to 6 or 1 to 9, but best case you can have a full 1 to 15 get hit, and then you're really in the money.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're watching, if you're at your best watching candles, you should never let a winning trade turn into a losing
trade. For sure. Yeah.
But I say that to say I've done that mad times before. Like, I'm a hold, it's gonna come back, and it doesn't. You get emotionally frustrated,
Conscious Traders.
Conscious Traders. That's my Puerto Rican in me.
Are you Puerto Rican?
Definitely appreciate you, bro. You're doing big things over here. You know, we're gonna definitely do more of these link ups, more of these, you know, collaborations, just to show the community that, you know, there's value in just breaking things down to each other, to the universe.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it too. Well, hey, have a good rest of your day, man.
You too, man. Let me know. You know, you're probably gonna close the recording up, but what's it called? The payment was returned. Sorry. But yeah, let me know how, you know, if we could take this clip, I can put it to YouTube, that way our whole community can see.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna post it up here, and then you can just take the clip and just do with it what you want.
Say less. It might be too big of a file, so I'll drop my email to you real quick, and you can send it there.
All right, man. Sounds good. And it's just Jav.
My name?
Yeah, Javier.
Yeah, I'm Javier. So I just go by Jav.
Jav. All right, man. Jav, Rob. Well, hey, this was fun, man. We'll do more.
No doubt.
All right. Peace out, man.
All right.